Good morning to everyone. Dear students, till yesterday we were learning the grammar and yesterday we completed the essay on Independence Day. Today, as I told you, we were learning a new lesson in English, that is unit number 4, and the lesson we have an Indian American woman in space, Kalpana Chawla. See, in the first page, here it is written before you read. In the before, you must have heard about the Kalpana Chawla and Sunita Williams. Okay, we have heard they are Indian women who went to the space. Okay, and the Kalpana Chawla, when she went to the space, in tragedy she died. Okay, in tragedy she died. So in 1997, an Indian American, Kalpana Chawla, was part of the international crew aboard the US Space Shuttle Columbia, becoming the first woman born in India to go into space. Sadly, the second mission in Columbia ended in tragedy. So, she was the Kalpana Chawla who was the first woman to go to space. Okay, international crew aboard the US Space Shuttle. So, today we will be learning in this chapter about Kalpana Chawla. Here in this first page, they have given a small exercise, the words meaning to that we will learning through the exercise. Now let's go on to the next page. A new report. Okay, the new report has arrived and it was put here. Tragedy in space, US Space Shuttle Columbia breaks into flame. So about this written in detail is written in our textbook. Okay, so about the report you can read it from your textbook. Now we will go through a lesson. The first paragraph. Kalpana Chawla said that she never dreamt as a child in Colonel that she would cross the frontiers of space. It was enough that her parents allowed her to attend engineering college after she graduated from Tagore School. So Kalpana Chawla never dreamt in her life as a child. She was born in Colonel and she never thought that she will go to the space. Okay, so after she finished her graduation, okay, after she finished her graduation, she thought of going learning engineering, and she finished her education in Tagore School. She finished her engineering in Tagore School. That is written in the first paragraph. Second paragraph. After a Bachelor of Science degree in aeronautical engineering, against great opposition from her father, she went for a master degree to the United States of America. So after she finished her Bachelor of Science BSc degree in aeronautical engineering, against a great opposition from her father, she went for a master degree to the United States of America. Okay, she later entered her PhD in aerospace engineering. Kalpana Chawla was the first Indian American woman astronaut to blast off from the okay, so she was the first woman. Against her father's will, she went to United States of America and later she earned her PhD in aerospace engineering. Okay, and Kalpana Chawla was the first Indian American astronaut. Okay, she was the first Indian American astronaut to blast off from the launch pad at Cape Canaveral, Florida, and participated in successful mission in space. So she was the first Indian woman. Okay, she was the first Indian woman, and she was went to American woman astronaut. She blasted off from the launch pad at Cape Canaveral, Florida. It is in America, and participated in a successful mission in space. Her family from India cheered along with the staff at the Kennedy Space Center as they watched the Columbia lifted off. When the Columbia lifted off, her parents, her family members from India, they were so happy that an Indian woman first time going to the space, and that also was a woman. Kalpana was born in Karnal, Haryana. Where she was born? So she was born in Karnal, Haryana, but was a nationalized US citizen. Okay? She was naturalized US citizen, married to flight instructor Jean Pierre Harrison. Okay? She was married to whom? She was married to a flight instructor Jean Pierre Harrison. Beside being an astronaut, she was licensed to fly single and multi-engine land airplanes, single engine seaplanes and gliders. So see, these are the planes she was licensed. Okay, she was given a license to drive. She was also a certified flight instructor. She was also a certified flight instructor. Okay. After gliding, qualifying as a pilot, Kalpana began to consider other challenge. So she was so challengeable woman. Though she had done BSc, she did PhD, she was an astronaut. She wanted to achieve a lot in her life. She was an enthusiastic woman. Okay. Challenging. Applying to NASA Space Shuttle program. She was first hired as a research scientist at NASA. In 1994, she was selected by NASA for training as an astronaut. Okay. Qualifying as a pilot. She was qualified as a pilot. She was allowed to fly. Which are the planes? She was single engine seaplanes and gliders, and airplanes she was about to drive. Okay. Also she wanted another challenge, applied to NASA. Then she applied to NASA Space Shuttle program. She was first hired as a research scientist at NASA. In 1994, she was selected by NASA for training as an astronaut. So, for training as an astronaut, she was selected as NASA. First, she was as a scientist. When asked what it was like being a woman in her field, she replied. When she was asked by a reporter or maybe her friends or maybe other people that why being a woman, why she wanted a very hard life. When asked what it was like being a woman in her field, she replied, I really never ever thought while pursuing my studies or doing anything else that I was a woman or a person from a small city. She doesn't wanted that American people will talk about her that she is a very coming from very small city and she is a woman, she can't do anything, and also she is an Indian, so she can't do anything that she doesn't wanted. Okay, so was a woman or a person from a small city or a different country. So these are the things she doesn't want it. Coming from a different country, people are very poor there, people are not so educated. She doesn't wanted that name for her. So she wanted to achieve a lot in her life. I pretty much had my dreams like anyone else and I followed them. And people who were around me fortunately always encouraged me and said, if that's what you want to do, carry on. And she said, people around me means her family members, her relatives, friends, and maybe her husband also encouraged her to be a brave woman in her life and then never said her no to do that. Kalpana's first space mission in Space Shuttle Columbia was 15 days, 16 hours and 34 minutes long. How much it was? For 15 days, 16 hours and 34 minutes long. During these times, she went around the earth 252 times, traveling 10.45 million kilometers. The crew included a Japanese and a Ukrainian astronaut. The crew performed experiments such as pollinating plants to observe food growth in space and test for making stronger metals and faster computer chips, all for a price tag of about $56 million. So before they go to the space shuttle, in paragraph number 5 it is said it was how long? 15 days, 16 hours and 34 minutes long. During this time she went around the earth. How many times she went around the earth? 252 times. She traveled 10.45 million kilometers she traveled. And the crew included a Japanese and a Ukrainian astronaut. The crew performed experiments. If I send you the video, I'll send you the videos about the Kalpana Chawla's experience during to become an astronaut and go to space. Lot of the struggle she has underwent. Space in states for making stronger metals and faster computer chips, all for a price tag of about $56 million. All for a price tag about $56 million. On the Saturday night, when the news about the Columbia disaster broke, there was shock and disbelief. The town of Colonels, okay, so on the Saturday night, when the news about the Columbia disaster, when on Saturday night the Columbia was disaster broke, there was a shock and disbelief. The town of Cornell spent a sleepless night as thousands of households stayed glued to their television sets in the hope that Kalpana and the crew had somehow survived, a journalist wrote. So, people were just sitting behind just in front of the TV. They were just waiting that the Kalpana and the crew, means her staff members, the people who went with her, were safe or not. They were just waiting, and lot of pain, tears were there in the eyes of people. The whole world was thinking about the Kalpana Chawla, and Indians were praying for Kalpana Chawla because she was the first Indian woman to go to the space. Okay, she was the first Indian woman to go to the space, and the journalist wrote, she was a heroine. It takes enormous ability to become an astronaut. Yes, their life is so hard there. Their life is so hard there. You need to know a lot about everything from biology to astrophysics to astronautical engineering. In this age of super specialization, you must have encyclopedic knowledge to be an astronaut. Her achievement is inspiring. So her life, her achievement, her studies, her desires and dreams are really an inspiring for all of us. It was a really inspiring story for all of us. For millions of young Indians, the story of Kalpana Chawla, a grief from a small town who touched the six, had become an inspiration. In a message that she sent from abroad, the space shuttle Columbia, to students of her college in Chandigarh, Kalpana said, the path from dreams to success does exist. May you have the vision to find it, the courage to get into it. Wishing you a great journey. There will be surely be many who start off on this journey to fulfill their dreams. So when she was dying, she knew that we can't live any more. So what she thought, she sent a message from a space to people that your life should be dreamt for everyone, and she sent a good message to each and every people. Okay, so this was our today's lesson that we have completed. Read the lesson, go through it, and I will send you the words meaning in today's lecture. Okay, have a good day and thank you to all.